Hello everybody, I'm here for day 9, I believe, of the Art Journal Advent for 2025. And today's prompt is that feeling when, ... Okay, so my thoughts went to flowers and the color pink. And I have this little half pan of yellow here, which is my second favorite color. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to paint through with the stencils with some watercolor. And that's difficult because watercolor has a tendency to seep up under the stencil. So I'm going to try not to have too much water, and I'm going to try not to worry myself about whether or not it seeps up under there, because this is my happy place creating, and that's what I put down, that feeling when I create. I answered a question on Instagram, and when I create something, it sort of centers me. I don't focus on the world and all the craziness that's in it. I focus on just creating something that I think is beautiful, and that hopefully other people will as well. But if they don't, there's lots of other stuff out there that they can see. It's hard to paint. I find it hard sometimes to paint what commission pieces, because I'm doing what someone else wants. But I do them, and I enjoy doing them. But it takes a little bit of a different sort of turn. And I don't have much of this flower showing here, so they're all in this pan that I've got, in this palette that I've got of my pinks. They're all sorts of different colors. I need to go up under this stencil to get that one. Not sure what's going to happen after that, but all right, so let's see what happens when I pick up this. I taped them into place, so I've got to untape them. And I'm not after perfection. I just want something that's, well, see, I'm not going to get perfection definitely with that, but let's see what I can do to maybe get something else, something more defined here. I'm not trying to put it back where it was, the stencil back where it was, because it was a blob. So I'm just going to loosely define those petals. This one turned out better, and this one looks pretty good too. So let's try this. if I move that stencil too much, that paper too much, it's going to bleed up under there. So hang on just a second. Let me dry that a bit. Mop up a little bit of that wetness there. There are 24 prompts for this Art Journal Advent. And for the Care December that I'm doing, there are 15. Get up some of the wetness where it's gone into the crinkles of this paper. It does have watercolor ground on it, so. One of my favorite things is to do watercolor on gesso. With gesso, it sits right on top. Doesn't matter what kind of paper you have. It sits right on top of the gesso. And I just love the way watercolor reacts with the gesso. All right, so I think I'm gonna do some pink splatters. I'll use kind of those 3 colors that I used on the flowers. And I'm going to use some white. I need to get some water here on this. I fill this up and it's little, I don't know what I was going to say, but okay, so that's a bit much right there. And we're going to dry that again, and then we're going to add some gold. I'm concentrating on distracted by my concentration. I'm done with that pink. I used some stickles on the cover that I was working on for this journal, and I've got glitter everywhere. Stickles has glitter in it. Okay, so I want to, before I go any further, and I think I'm just going to use a pencil rather than using a pen. Sometimes I prefer a pencil over a pen because it's not as bold. It's more subtle than a pen, and I'm not particularly trying to stay in the lines or anything, so. We've had a good bit of, well, I mean, I say that, for a good bit of snow for where I am. I think we had like 4 or 5 inches. Sunday, I think, well, it might have been, it was Monday. Okay, so I think I'm ready to do my gold splatters. Dry this brush off a little bit so it doesn't splatter quite so much, although the paint needs to be wetter. Okay, and let's get up some of this, and I'm going to dry that. I've already done the lettering for this. That feeling when I create. I'm just making sure it's going to fit on the page. When I did the wood prompt, this is another piece of that same paper that I put on that page. Okay, let's take this out. Take this out. I've tried to be very careful to make sure that I am doing the right page. Let's see, maybe tear it down a little bit smaller. I'm going to try my art glitter glue. I got it to work some, yes. Oh, here, well, it was a big blob that came out, and now nothing. I tried to take the top off of it. Oh, there we go. It broke loose. And I got a big lot. I tried to take the top off yesterday, and I tried and tried, and was unable to get the top off, so I thought I was going to have to scrap it and get another bottle, but thank you for coming out today. All right, so let's wipe the top and then put the pin in it, and hopefully it'll be good again tomorrow. I'm going to turn it upside down. All right, so this is day, so you're not distracted by that. This is day 9. The feeling when I create. So thank you for joining me, and I do hope to see you again tomorrow.